Hey everyone, welcome back for another reading, and today's source material will be coming from none other than Anne Frank. So, before shooting this video, I was on Google looking up how to pronounce certain Dutch names or words, and hopefully I get them somewhat correct. Just bear with me. But without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and get started with this little intro at the beginning, which reads, I hope I shall be able to confide in you completely, as I have never been able to do in anyone before, and I hope that you will be a great support and comfort to me. And here, starting about 83 years later, the date is Sunday, the 14th of June, 1942, and it reads, On Friday, June 12th, I woke up at 6 o'clock, and no wonder. It was my birthday. But of course, I was not allowed to get up at that hour, so I had to control my curiosity until 6:45. Then I could bear it no longer and went to the dining room, where I received a warm welcome from Mooshie, the cat. Soon after 7, I went to Mummy and Daddy and then to the sitting room to undo my presents. The first to greet me was you, possibly the nicest of all. Then on the table there were a bunch of roses, a plant, and some peonies, and more arrived during the day. I got masses of things from Mummy and Daddy and was thoroughly spoiled by various friends. Among other things, I was given camera obscura, a party game, lots of sweets, chocolates, a puzzle, a brooch, Tales and Legends of the Netherlands by Joseph Cohen, Daisy's Mountain Holiday, a terrific book, and some money. Now I can buy the myths of Greece and Rome. Grand. Then Lise called for me and we went to school. During recess, I treated everyone to sweet biscuits, and then we had to go back to our lessons. Now I must stop. Bye-bye. We're going to be great pals. And I'll go past up to the third entry, and then I'll stop for today. Okay, the next entry. Monday, the 15th of June, 1942. I had my birthday party on Sunday afternoon. We showed a film, The Lighthouse Keeper, with Rin Tin Tin, which my school friends thoroughly enjoyed. We had a lovely time. There were lots of girls and boys. Mummy always wants to know whom I'm going to marry. Little does she guess that it's Peter Wessel. One day, I managed, without blushing or flickering an eyelid, to get that idea right out of her mind. For years, Lise Jochens, I may have pronounced it wrong. For years, Lise Jochens and Sanne Houtman have been my best friends. Since then, I've got to know Jopie de Waal at the Jewish secondary school. We are together a lot and she is now my best girlfriend. Lise is more friendly with another girl, and Sanne goes to a different school, where she has made new friends. Alright, and on to the last entry for today. Saturday, the 20th of June, same year. I haven't written for a few days, because I wanted first of all to think about my diary. It's an odd idea for someone like me to keep a diary, not only because I have never done so before, but because it seems to me that neither I, nor for that matter anyone else, will be interested in the unbosomings of a 13-year-old schoolgirl. Still, what does that matter? I want to write, but more than that, I want to bring out all kinds of things that lie buried deep in my heart. There is a saying that paper is more patient than man. It came back to me on one of my slightly melancholy days, while I sat chin in hand, feeling too bored and limp even to make up my mind whether to go out or stay at home. Yes, there is no doubt that paper is patient, and as I don't intend to show this cardboard-covered notebook bearing the proud name of diary to anyone, unless I find a real friend, boy or girl, probably nobody cares. And now I come to the root of the matter, the reason for my starting a diary. It is that I have no such real friend. Let me put it more clearly. Since no one will believe that a girl of 13 feels herself quite alone in the world, nor is it so. I have darling parents and a sister of 16. I know about 30 people whom one might call friends. I have strings of boy friends, anxious to catch a glimpse of me, and who, failing that, peep at me through mirrors in class. I have relations, aunts and uncles, who are darlings too. A good home. No, I don't seem to lack anything. But it's the same with all my friends. Just fun and joking, nothing more. I can never bring myself to talk of anything outside the common round. We don't seem to be able to get any closer. That is the root of the trouble. Perhaps I lack confidence, but anyway, there it is, a stubborn fact, and I don't seem to be able to do anything about it. Hence, this diary. In order to enhance in my mind's eye the picture of the friend for whom I have waited so long, I don't want to set down a series of bald facts in a diary like most people do, but I want this diary itself to be my friend, and I shall call my friend Kitty. No one will grasp what I'm talking about if I begin my letters to Kitty just out of the blue, so, albeit unwillingly, I will start by sketching in brief the story of my life. My father was 36 when he married my mother, who was then 25. My sister Margot was born in 1926 in Frankfurt on Main. I followed on June 12, 1929, and, as we are Jewish, we immigrated to Holland in 1933, where my father was appointed managing director of Travis N.V. This firm is in close relationship with the firm of Colin & Co., in the same building of which my father is a partner. The rest of our family, however, felt the full impact of Hitler's anti-Jewish laws, so life was filled with anxiety. In 1938, after the pogroms, my two uncles, my mother's brothers, escaped to the USA. My old grandmother came to us. She was then 73. After May 1940, good times rapidly fled. First the war, then the capitulation, followed by the arrival of the Germans, which is when the sufferings of us Jews really began. Anti-Jewish decrees followed each other in quick succession. Jews must wear a yellow star, Jews must hand in their bicycles, Jews are banned from trams and are forbidden to drive, Jews are only allowed to do their shopping between 3 and 5 o'clock, and then only in shops which bear the placard, Jewish Shop. Jews must be indoors by 8 o'clock and cannot even sit in their own gardens after that hour. Jews are forbidden to visit theaters, cinemas, and other places of entertainment. Jews may not take part in public sports. Swimming baths, tennis courts, hockey fields, and other sports grounds are all prohibited to them. Jews may not visit Christians. Jews must go to Jewish schools, and many more restrictions of a similar kind. So we could not do this and were forbidden to do that. But life went on in spite of it all. Yopi used to say to me, "You're scared to do anything, because it may be forbidden." Our freedom was strictly limited, yet things were still bearable. Granny died in January 1942. No one will ever know how much she is present in my thoughts and how much I love her still. In 1934, I went to the school at the Montessori kindergarten and continued there. It was at the end of the school year. I was in Form 6B when I had to say goodbye to Miss K. We both wept. It was very sad. In 1941, I went with my sister Margot to the Jewish secondary school. She into the 4th form and I into the 1st. So far, everything is all right with the 4 of us, and here I come to the present day. So there we have our reading for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And something that's nice about this is that it, unlike yesterday's entry, is an actual, this is not fiction. This is someone's personal thoughts written down, and who'd have thought 83 years later they'd be being read on a YouTube channel. But it's definitely interesting, and I encourage you to pick it up and give it a read, unless you want me to read the rest of it to you, which it's not a bad idea. But have a good day.